Good afternoon. Today I want to make a presentation about the United States Department of Labor. In short, to me this department is actually very important because having worked most of my life in construction and retail business, it's important to know that there's an organization that protects your rights and protects your pay. In short, to start off first, the Department of Labor was a department that was actually separated from the Chamber of Commerce. It was created in 1913 by President Taft, although reluctantly to sign it. It was the product of a half-century campaign led by workers' unions. In the end, President Taft signed the Department of Labor into law because he knew that President Wilson was going to do it anyways. With President Wilson taking office short after the signing, the Department of Labor had its first usefulness in World War I. With the outbreak of World War I and production skyrocketing in the US, it was important to have a department that cared for the workers still at home. During World War I, the Department of Labor set off something very important known today as the 8-hour workday. Before, employees used to work their employers as many hours as they wanted a day, and they didn't pay them very well. But due to the Department of Labor kicking in, employers were forced to have safer work sites, better pay, and a shorter work hour, so that an employee wasn't worked overboard and they could still have time with their family. Okay, now that we know how the Department of Labor first started, let's talk about what the Department of Labor does for current day. As of 2009, the Fair Labor Standards Act was passed by the Department of Labor. The Fair Labor Standards Act, what it did was that it set the minimum pay that everybody knows today as of $7.25. It also set the standard for overpay. An employee is only allowed to work an employer 40 hours a week without having to pay them time and a half. After a worker works 40 hours in any single work week, they have to be paid more for the contribution. That law doesn't pass into every form of work. That's only for mainly small retail businesses, offices. Any other position that's paid by salary is up to the standards of whatever organization they work for. Now, the Department of Labor also protects you in more ways than just your pay and the amount of work you can do. Since the Department of Labor is a big organization that has other groups within them, they work in a separate environment and spread their arms around everybody, trying to protect everything that they can do. One of the major groups under the DOL is OSHA. They work to protect the worker from being discriminated due to their sex, religion, sexual orientation, nationality, anything that can be used against them in the workplace. They fight to protect it. In other words, if an employee is harassing you because you're brown, or if an employee is harassing you because you're gay, you can file a complaint because you're being persecuted and you're being assaulted in your own workplace. You no longer have a safe place to call your work. Now that we know a few of the things that they do, let's talk about how you can contact them and what you can do. The DOL stands to try to protect everybody that they can, although some stuff still goes under the radar due to people being scared to speak up and thinking that they're going to be harassed even more for filing a complaint. The DOL has their department, OSHA, also protecting everybody under the Whistleblower Act. If you file a complaint because you feel that they've been harassing you, you're protected from being demoted, fired, or assaulted even more in your job site because it's not your employee's right to harass you. You have a right to have a safe place to work, a safe place to earn your money. As long as you do your work and you follow the regulations, there is no reason for you to feel unsafe. To contact them, you can go to your website and file a complaint either electronically, call them through their US-based landline, or walk into any center or office of the DOL that's spread around the country. The thing is that you only have 180 days from said allegations to file a complaint. Unless there is a good cause, that time extends to 300 days. But after that, you can no longer file a complaint. In other words, if today they were to give you a hard time at work because you're gay or because any other thing that has nothing related to your work, you only have 180 days set from that day to file a complaint. If you exceed those days without having a good cause, you can no longer file a complaint and you will be stuck with it. You can't do anything about it. There will be nothing done for you. You will not be helped any farther than that. You only have a set amount of time. Okay. Finally, the Department of Labor is a big government organization. It was created for one purpose and one purpose only, to help a worker and to make them feel safe. If a worker knows that there's somebody behind them, backing them up, and making sure that they have a good place to work, then they'll be happier. They'll work more, they'll be able to provide for their family. They'll do everything they can to ensure that no problems arise. That's mainly what the DOL stands for. Anytime that there is a problem, that's the first thing they do is address the problem to ensure it no longer happens. That's it. Thank you very much.